Hi, comic books. What would we do without them? I'm a huge comic reader. Well, I was. I don't read too many anymore, granted. I loved Marvel. I remember going with two of my mates. Yes, I have two mates to watch Avengers Infinity War and Endgame at 12 o'clock at midnight. It was like a marathon. You watched the first one there. Even I, by the time, was like, fucking hell, this is long, my arse hurts. But it was well worth it. It was a hype mode, and we'll probably never experience anything like it again. But there is this sadness when it comes to comic book characters and creations, that the right people, the people who came up with this stuff originally, aren't getting the credit and, more importantly, the cashola that they deserve. Everything comes down to money, and it is sad, but that's the world we live in. Who cares, what have you, that's fine. However, someone who created, let's say, Spider-Man, all right, Stan Lee, he got all the money. Loads of money from Marvel, didn't he? But Rob Liefeld here, he's the creator of characters such as Deadpool, Cable, he created Domino, the ones I know. A Copycat, obviously. Nate Gray, never heard of him. Feral, never heard of them. Genesis, heard of. Ricky Barnes, never heard of Ricky Barnes. Maybe Bucky as a kid that I don't know about. But anyway, he created loads of great characters, and he has recently said, fuck Marvel, fuck Kevin Feige. You guys don't give us the credit we deserve. Don't probably pay them what they deserve, and we are the ones who create this. Without these comic creators 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100 years ago, for Batman, for example, there is no movies, there is nothing that we get now. So, Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld will cut ties in all ways with Marvel after he and his family weren't invited to the Disney's Deadpool and Wolverine after party. Now, again, to me, that's a bit strange. Two things. Obviously, why wouldn't you invite the person? It's almost like a glaringly obvious problem that's going to occur. Why would you not invite the people that were the original creators? Like, I can't see why Marvel didn't go, hold on, this could cause a little bit of a fuss down the line. Let's just invite him and his family for, it's not like I'm sure they had a big room or whatever, or, whatever they do. I'm not cool.
You can say that again.
And it's like, oh, you can't fit a few more people in for the guy who made the fucking character. Anyway, yes, comic book creators should not have to fight to be seen. Our credits should go at the start of the film like Siegel and Schuster, as opposed to buried in the mid-crawl after credits. This is not a fresh position for me. And I strongly agree. They should get the credit and deserve everything that, comes from that character. Because at the end of the day, yes, Ryan Reynolds made Deadpool amazing in the sort of movie screen front. However, he created this character. It was the same in the comic books 20 years ago. You know what I mean? He created this sort of personality, and Marvel are profiting richly, billions and billions. And you're telling me you can't even invite this guy to an after party, never mind give him a bit more cash. I don't know what the copyright laws are. Obviously, he Obviously, he worked for Marvel, so he probably signed a contract saying Marvel own it, but you get a bit of cash. I don't freaking know. But yeah, as you can see from his best-selling author, Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Youngblood, Prophet, Brigade, Evangeline. Is that as in thingy, the Wasp? I don't know. Evangeline no, that's the actor. Is that the actor? Fuck knows. I'm off the tits, eh? But anyway, as you can see, this is Deadpool's first appearance. He's a Spidey-wielding instrument of death rather than webs, but it works, I was hoping. So he created this crazy character. Deadpool has done so well in 3 films, and now he's pissed off, rightly so. He said he's no longer going to work with them, as, he wasn't invited to them. He says Kevin Feige does not treat comic book creators well. So if you create a comic and they reiterate it, they make it on the big screen, you basically get 0 credit. That is your story. You made that. You developed it into a 10-page, 10 comic issue, whatever it might be. Then Marvel go, well, we own Marvel, therefore we own you, therefore we own your characters. Therefore, we're going to copy your stories, give it to a director who won't have a say in what actually goes on, and instead, he's just going to do as he's told. He's a puppet man, isn't he? Most Marvel directors are people you barely even know any popular, really good films, because they are yes men. They are there to just say, cut, action, get on with it. They don't change, they're not allowed creative influence. That's the difference between writers and directors, and just writers or directors. A director's there just to, tick a few boxes. A writer and a director, if they do it together, they have a vision. That they create a film that is worth watching entirely. They might create a trilogy entirely that's worth watching. Look at Christopher Nolan. Look at Quentin Tarantino. Some of the best filmmakers ever. Write, direct, produce, do everything involved. And yet you get these, comic book characters who, like Rob Liefeld. Imagine if he was on the Deadpool creative team. Maybe he was, I don't know. But imagine if he got actual creative control. Imagine how good these films and TV show could be. Marvel need to grow the fuck up, firstly. They have had 5 years of utter turds. Marvel make my shits in the toilet look pretty. That, you know what I mean? That's how much of a turd they've been recently. And yeah, they had Deadpool and Wolverine that did really well, and I enjoyed it. I have to admit, I watched it for a second time the other day. I actually didn't think it was as good as I thought. Shoot me, but I love Wolverine, I love Deadpool, so it was always a great laugh, and I love singing, bye, 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 don't you wanna be a fool for you? Just another player in your
Voice of an angel.
yeah, you know the song. So these guys deserve more credit. They deserve more influence, and they deserve to be able to have their say on the actual stories. This is only going to further damage Marvel, in my opinion. I love Marvel. I love everything to do with it. But, you know, they're making the wrong choices constantly. They said it was meant to embarrass, diminish, and defeat me, he believes, after not getting an invite to the after party. Which is sad. I hope he didn't turn up and then was said, yeah, you're not allowed in, pal, because that would be pretty shitty, wouldn't it? They weren't invited, full stop, something he was accustomed to attending, so all the others he was invited to. He felt snubbed by Disney, including Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, whom he was near him on the red carpet. He didn't even look at him, didn't even acknowledge him, saying, yeah, you created this, because Kevin Feige's probably got an ego where he wants to be the guy who's like the genius behind this, when really, he's just a copycat. He's copying everything else that better people have done before him 20 years ago, turning it, churning it, getting it into a script, instead of, you know, sort of, what would you call it? A book mode, you know, turning a script into an idea, into a story, into whatever it might be. And he was like, well, I did that. These guys wrote these stories, but I didn't copy them. I just used the exact same points and stories in each frame of it, but I didn't copy it. No. This is an original story by Marvel. You know what I mean? It's like, have you seen any Marvel film ever? They take huge inspiration and, more importantly, basically copy everything that's already gone. They have all these villains, all these heroes. They don't have to be original. Marvel got lazy, didn't they? And, you know, lazy, and they're biting for it now. They're pumping out shit. Daredevil, one of my favourite TV shows ever, just like universally one of the best TV shows I've ever watched. It's my comfort food. I watch it all the time. They had to do extensive reshoots on this new show coming up because they've realised, look, we've turned this into shit. We don't know what we're doing here. Let's get some better writers in and we're going to change the script. So either Daredevil is going to be dog shit, or it's going to be, you know, hopefully decent. Captain America New World Order, numerous reshoots because they realised we're shit at this. We don't know what we're doing. You know, we thought we could create our own stories, but we can't. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was muck, and they go, yeah, let's continue with this Falcon thing. I like Falcon. You know, Bucky Barnes should have been Captain America, but it makes more sense for the story. It was all about wokeness. And I hate to say it, it was. Bucky Barnes is one of my favourite characters, granted. I love Falcon in the films. I'm not going to pretend I've read any comics just on him. He's a great character, but he's Falcon. You know, Bucky Barnes has gone through this torment of being the Winter Soldier, being evil. It made more sense for him to take the shield and change his ways and try and make amends for what he'd done. But instead, they gave it to Falcon because he's black.
Did he say that?
That's my opinion. Again, I have no qualms with him. If they made Falcon Captain America and they did it good, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. But they didn't. That's the point. They didn't. I'm not looking forward to New World Order. I'm looking forward to seeing Harrison Ford. He's got a great name and also a great actor. I love him. He's one of my favourite actors, so I think he could do a really good job. And who doesn't want to see Red Hulk? You know what I mean? We've been teased it for 20 years. Anyway, it's a sad thing about Rob Liefeld. These people deserve the credit they, so rightfully deserve, because without them, Marvel's nothing. Marvel would not exist, and Disney would, be making Mickey Mouse toys still.